Hello, it's Tanya and Amelia from Coffee Catch-Ups podcast, and you are listening to Coffee Catch-Ups Espresso on Cross Rhythms Radio. Whoop, whoop, hello.
Whoop, whoop, hello.
Whoop, whoop, hello.
I think that's the greeting that we need to take on now. Whoop, whoop, hello.
Whoop, whoop, hello. That kind of energy I am all about. So today we are talking about bad habits and good habits and
we
habits.
Are indeed. Habits in
Amelia.
General. Hello.
Give me the tea. Do you have any bad habits? Surely not. Someone as angelic and perfect as you.
Of course not. I am perfect, as you know, and I've never done anything wrong in my life.
Lies.
If only that were true. I have a few bad habits. I think sometimes I can just be so lazy. Like I'm really, I've said on this show before, like I love reading, and I have a few kind of like, excuse me, I have a few like personal projects and stuff that I do, but I just spend so much time indoors looking at a screen because that's also part of my day job, but also sometimes I just get very lazy. I'm like, oh, I could get up and go out, but I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do that, and then I just end up like slothing around.
Slothing around
is the thing.
It's a good word. It's a good verb. To sloth.
To sloth.
It's a verb.
It's official. That is a word.
Love that.
Copyright. Coffee Catch-Ups podcast. How about you? Have you got any bad habits?
Too many. I have too many bad habits. I think for me is the late night snack. The late night snack is a bad habit for me.
Too.
I'm particularly fond of snacks I wasn't really allowed as a child, and now I'm an adult. I will enjoy a late night snack of a cheese string.
Yes.
Even though it's not really cheese. It's plastic cheese.
But it is also an elite snack. And I haven't had a cheese string in ages, and I might need to go get one now. Oh,
I'm so sorry. I've started doing something. I once on a dating profile once, right. I had as an opener, change my mind on this, cheese strings are an elite snack or something along that, are a top tier snack. And then on every subsequent first date I went on, they would bring me a cheese string. And so then I got really hooked.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
where are these men?
Life hack. If you want snacks that are free snacks, go on dates, but mention a lot of your favourite snack before, and hopefully they will bring you
that is such a
snack.
life hack.
Such a life hack.
Oh my gosh.
We have digressed massively from what we're supposed to be talking about.
We actually have, but also I feel like we've given the people quite useful information here. And also go get yourself a chease string.
Get yourself a cheese string.
If you've not had one in years, like them. Me, we're not sponsored, unfortunately. No, if they want to sponsor us, that would be lovely. But go get yourself a cheese string.
Anyway, late night snacking is my bad habit because it's not good for your digestive system to eat last thing at night.
No, that's very true.
And then that's a big one. And then I think definitely the mobile phone. The scrolling, the doom scrolling.
Oh gosh, yeah.
If I could cut that out, I would have so much more time. I think those are my big old bad habits.
Yeah, no, me too. I think the scrolling is the one that gets me because, like I say, I'm terrible at actually getting up to do things. So it's like, I'll just check Facebook, and then half an hour later you're still there. Like I think we talked on a previous episode about social media. And it's so easy to get caught up by. I've had to install like a timer app on my phone that stops me using social media after a certain amount of time, and it is scary how quickly that time goes because it's been like I think Facebook, my limit is like 45 minutes or something like that, and it is crazy how quickly that comes up, isn't it?
It is crazy how much time you spend on it. It's definitely a habit I want to kick, but I struggle to.
Yeah. But anyway, we are going to talk more about habits, but also positive ones.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah. It's not all doom and gloom. It's all good.
Yeah. And we will be right back after this song.
Welcome back. We are talking about habits, bad and good, but we've had a little chat about some of our vices, and we think we're going to stop talking about that. Otherwise, we may be here all day talking about how imperfect we are.
We have a list, don't we?
Yes.
There's a few. There's a few.
Absolutely. As we're all human, let's be honest.
Yes, indeed.
But Amelia,
hello.
You also must have some good habits, some habits that you think you've cultivated really well in your life. Tell us about that.
Yeah, do you know what? I think one of the things that I do quite well is I keep a gratitude log.
A gratitude log?
A gratitude log.
What is a gratitude log?
Basically, just writing down... I actually have a book that's like a one line every day kind of book, which basically means I just write down one good thing that's happened in that day. And it's actually so nice. So my one line a day book is 5 years. So it's been going since 2021. And every time I do it, I'm absolutely amazed looking back. Firstly, as to how much I remember reading those lines. It's like, oh yeah, of course, that day I did that. Even in the most like mundane kind of days. It's like, you know, even if you can only pick out one thing, like the sun was shining, or I had a really nice time just sat with a coffee in a coffee shop. You've got to stay on brand, don't laugh at me. But like, you know, even if it's something very small like that, it's actually a really big blessing, and it helps me feel better about my day, and it helps me feel more positive about life in general.
I love that. That is so wholesome. I just think, that is gorgeous. I wish I did that.
What can I say?
I wish I did that. I think that's a really good way. Especially you can see what you've done on previous years.
Yeah,
you can
really
see all
nice.
the blessings that you've had over the years.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. How about you? What's
healthy
your good
habits? Oh, I don't know how to follow that. That's a really good one. Actually, I've been struggling for many years with sleep.
Okay.
And I'm proud to relatively half confidently announce that I've really helped my sleeping habits get better.
Yes, so good.
Which is really good. So that's kind of one that I take a lot of joy where I used to have dread in the sleep routine and getting to sleep and enjoying bedtime. Maybe it's a sign of getting older, I don't know, but I love bedtime. And for me, a lot of that's come and getting up early. Get up early, enjoy the time in the morning. Whereas I always used to push it to when's the latest I have to get up. But actually, as much as it's very tempting, especially in the morning. Oh, it's so warm, especially in the winter. Hard to get out of bed in the winter.
Oh, so hard.
So I very much am making myself get up earlier than I need to, and I'm really enjoying that as a habit, having that morning time, which is just great. That's a great habit.
So nice. So nice. I love that.
If you were going to add another healthy habit to your gratitude log,
yes,
what would you want to pick up?
What would I like to pick up? That's a good question. I think actually probably similar to what you've just said about what you've got down.
Yeah.
In terms of sleep. So I'm quite a night owl, as you know. I am not a morning person by any stretch. I struggle to get out of bed, and I am consistently... I'm not late to work, but I get there exactly on time, and it's usually a bit of a rush.
Love that.
If not a couple minutes late. So I think I need to cultivate more of a sleep routine, like actually going to bed at a decent time. And I have gotten slightly better at this recently, actually. I have been making myself get up at 6:30. Doesn't always work, but I haven't been in such a rush. And I'm actually having time for things like breakfast. Controversial, I know, because that's a rare occurrence. But yeah, like I'm trying to cultivate like a sleep routine, and then I get up like 6:30. I obviously like, you know, shower, get myself sorted, have time for breakfast, like water my plants if I need to do that, and make my bed, I think is the really important stuff. And again, like as a Christian, like I would really value being able to have some time to spend with Jesus in the mornings, because I know that's just going to make my day better. So I think that's probably the thing that I would pick up. How about you?
I think you nailed it with I need more devotional time, which is what we kind of call spending time with Jesus. For me, the habit I really want to pick up is, I guess, it's sort of a continuation of what I do, but I want more consistent exercise, even on the days when I'm busy. Yeah. Like, I love exercise. It makes me feel better. So that's kind of a thing that I want to do. But when I'm really busy or when I'm away on tour, I find that really hard, and it can drop down. So that's kind of one of the habits that I really want to pick up. And I do like your gratitude log thing, although I look at it as a very daunting prospect because I know myself and I know I might fall short on that one. But we're going to talk more about habits after this next banger. That's a song. That's what I meant by banger. Right. Okay, we're talking about habits, bad habits, getting new good habits. So we were talking earlier about some of the unhealthy habits that we have, some of the vices, and then we're talking about some of the good ones. So I was just thinking, like, how do you, Amelia, attempt to work on those bad habits? Because sometimes they can seem like, this is just part of my life. This isn't going to change. How can I change this? It seems overwhelming. What would you do?
I think personally, accountability has been a really useful thing for me. So like having a friend who you kind of trust, even if it's not that deep a thing, do you know what I mean? Like just a friend who you trust to keep you accountable and say, like, how are you doing with this thing? Because I find that motivates me more to do or not do the thing that I'm supposed to do or not do. Like, you know, if it's my phone, then, you know, actually you can say how you're getting on with not looking at your phone as much, and being honest and saying, actually, like, it's not going great, or it's going great. But it's really helpful to just have a friend to chat about that with, I think. But also I think, you know, things like find what's helpful for you. If you need to leave a note on your mirror or something that says, remember to, I don't know, stop scrolling after this long, or do, like I said, have like a timer app on your phone, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I love what you're saying about accountability though, because also there's like a psychological trick that if you say things out loud, you're more likely to do them. I talk about this a lot on our longer podcast, so apologies if you've heard it 1,000 times before from me. But it's, and I always use this example. It's like, if, for example, you wanted to go on a diet, for example, if you say it out loud, I'm going to go on a diet, to as many people as you can, you're much more likely to do it than if you just thought it, because when you say something, it engages both sides of your brain. When you think it, just one. So maybe that's what we need to do with habits, like to break them and just say, actually, I'm going to be less on my phone, or I'm going to get up early. And the more people you tell, the more people are also likely to go, did you get up early?
Yes.
And you'll be like,
so true.
No, or yes, and that's going to motivate me.
I love that. I love that. That's really, really good.
Also for me as well, a big one is if especially if a habit seems so intrinsically in you, like this is so, I couldn't imagine my life without this, like it's such a big thing for me, then starting small is really helpful, like little bits.
Yes,
like on your phone thing of, okay, I'm going to do 20 minutes a day where I leave my phone in a different room and I go somewhere else and I don't look at it. And maybe that's even 10 minutes if you really struggle, whatever, and build it up from there. Or if it's exercise that you really don't do much of but would like to, 10-minute walk, and increases to 15-minute walk, and then increases to maybe a little 5-minute run, who knows. And so I think sometimes little baby steps can, and then before you know it, you've chipped away at a habit that you thought was massive.
So true.
So yeah.
And I think within that as well, remembering that if you fail, you're not back at square one, because that's such a thing that I'm guilty of. Like, I'm like, oh, right, I'm going to try and kick this habit or do this thing. And I do it for a little bit and then I, you know, fail at that and I go, well, that's it now. I've tried and it doesn't work and I'm done. Oh, me. But you're not back at square one. It's still worth trying.
There's a great analogy. I think Lauren said it when she came on our podcast, Lauren Windle. She said, if you were on the train to Brighton, and not on the train, why am I thinking about trains? If you were cycling to Brighton and you fell off your bike, you wouldn't go back to London where you started. You would just get back on your bike and carry on.
Yes,
but so often we think, oh, I've messed up my diet, I'm going to have to just go back to my usual habits, go back all the way to London where I started my cycle ride. You know, it's a great analogy. I love it. And
that's
it's
so
like,
good.
Oh yeah, of course. But that's just an excuse to have a bad habit back again. But yeah.
So true.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Coffee Catch Ups Espresso. Tune in next week for more fun and games.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.